Hello, my name is Calvin Mims, and for the next few moments I'll be talking to you about a few things. To be more specific, the labor law for supervisors, focusing on the Fair Labor Standards Act and the Family Medical Leave Act, temperamental workers, the Labor Management Relations Act of 1947, and finally, the National Labor Relations Act update in regards to social media, specifically Facebook. I did a small cash withdrawal to show and symbolize that the labor laws and pay issues are synonymous with each other. Workers feeling as if they're not being compensated enough, the employees feeling as if they are being compensated enough. Are the employees correct or are the employers correct? Perhaps they both are. To take the guesswork out, the FLSA prescribes standards for wages and income. It talks about time and a half. It also requires and puts stipulations on children under the age of 16. A child under the age of 16 cannot work at a job during hours of school. The reason for this lovely couple and these beautiful children up here is because I want to talk to you about the Family Medical Leave Act. The Family Medical Leave Act, under this act, employers are required to give up to 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave to eligible employees for the birth of a child, the adoption of a child, the serious illness of yourself, the serious illness of a spouse, or the serious illness of a parent. Temperamental workers. There are basically four types. You have the sanguine, the choleric, the phlegmatic, and the melancholic. The sanguine talks about fire. The choleric talks about air. The phlegmatic talks about water. And the melancholic talks about earth. Having spent over 2 decades in the military, I can tell you that I have personally worked with each group, all races, all genders. I have no specific type that I prefer to work with. However, it is up to the employer to decide which type of temperament he or she wants to deal with. On the other end of the spectrum, it's also up to the employee to decide if his temperament is going to be a good fit with the organization he's trying to become a part of. This lady you see here is Norma Ray. We had the pleasure of doing a book report on Miss Norma Ray. The movie is centered around the implementation of a union. Labor Management Relations Act of 1947 basically says and protected the workers to be able to form a union collectively. The LMRA is in place so employees can join and form collectively. It was needed for favorable conditions for the employees. If they didn't have any unions in place, the employees were basically at the mercy of the employer. The National Labor Relations Act update, the NLRA update, basically the National Labor Relations Bureau got aggressively involved with the implementation of protecting workers under the social media. A lot of employers were being fired because of some of the things that they posted. This no longer could take place. This post here is actually from myself. I said, throughout my 22 years and 20 days of active duty service in the U.S. Army, I served under 4 presidents. I'm so glad to be retired. If I wasn't, it would be a long ride into work every day. This post was done July 17, 2018. Fortunately, I retired August 17, 2017. However, if I would have made this post while I was active duty, I could have been punished under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It is true that the First Amendment gives all workers the right to free speech. However, it doesn't cover them against some of the consequences that could subsequently follow. Basically, you have to use your better judgment. You can basically post anything that you want, but if you're talking ill of an organization, perhaps it's time for you to move on. You can post whatever you want from your smart device. However, I would not advise you go into the break area utilizing the company's property to talk ill of that organization. My closing references, https www.dol.gov/general/about DOL/major laws. Thank you.